Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I mean, seriously, it does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I got to scratch my nose. Sorry. Sorry. I washed my hands. I ain't left the house since the day before yesterday. So if I got it, I got it. I'm down here alone. I've been following social distancing, so forgive me. My nose itched. So I used to start my morning reports with, and I need to probably do this again, with the tagline. I would say, don't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys because things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning because you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. And I got to tell you, you just can't sleep. You can't sleep on. You just can't sleep with the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday night we were up to see if they were going to get contract done for Dak or Mari and things like that. We were thinking that it was going to be Tag. Um, first thing in the morning, we were up doing, the watch and everything else to see what the Cowboys were going to do. And of course, they didn't get Dak Prescott. And then you end up late in the evening, boom, they signed Amari Cooper. So we went from, oh my God, Amari Cooper was a free agent to late in the evening, almost at night. Maybe it was night. They get a contract done for him. And then the other night, I go to bed, I'm under the covers, all nice and snug and everything. And here it is, I start getting alerts from people that, hey, we signed Gerald McCoy. So I get up, get dressed and everything, go downstairs, do a video on that and stuff, and went back to bed. I think that was a good move. Um, Veteran, still got a little in the tank, didn't cost a whole bunch of money, $6 million. Okay, that's a reasonable price. We'll see what he has. If it doesn't work out, you can walk away without a lot of pain. That's a lot cheaper than what it would cost for Robert Quinn. I don't know if he'll be the same player, but $15 million for Robert Quinn, it's too much. And then we started losing players. Of course, we have the Cowboys West now as the Raiders with Jason Witten and Jeff Heath and Malik Collins. And one of the interesting things actually is with the number of free agents that the Dallas Cowboys had, 26, that I think there's only like 5 right now that haven't gotten a job either back with the Cowboys or elsewhere. That says a lot. That means we got some really good players that unfortunately underperformed under Jason Garrett. So, last night I've got my Marco Polo group and all the tailgate members. I want to start a Marco Polo group with all you tailgate members, the ones that are channel memberships. So if you're on Marco Polo, send me a message or send me a request, Mark Holmes, on there, so that way we can have like a direct line where we can kind of go there together and stuff. Because we actually have a great time because it's kind of like, we got Q, we got Jet D, we got Philly Cowboy 76, and we're all married men and stuff and having kind of the same issues and problems that most married men end up having. But we'll leave that for another time. But last night, we were going through my daughter, who's, of course, out west, and dealing with now California being locked down. And we were talking about Pennsylvania, where it's only non-essential, all non-essential businesses are shut down, and restaurants, bars, and that's pretty much going across the country right now. And if it hasn't happened to your area yet, then it will be soon, and you shouldn't necessarily wait. We had a discussion last night when they say, well, most people say, oh, it's only, old people and people with underlying problems that are at risk. I'm going to be fine. Well, now there's some younger people that are getting it. There's a athlete, a female athlete, I think 30 years old, that she did, and there's another guy that's 32. That's not to say that, and I'm not trying to start panic, but when you talk about people at risk, I mean, I'm 54. I'm not really old, but I'm old. And a lot of you know that I fell out at the Super Bowl, literally passed out and still don't know why. And I've been going back and forth to the doctor about that because my blood pressure it's crazy because checked my blood pressure last night. It's 121/83. Hey, dead on. Today it might be 171/130. It's going crazy, and I've got these irregular heartbeats that aren't all the time. It's just some of the time. And so I've been going back and forth to the doctor and getting tests and things, and I don't know if my appointments are still going to be going on. And I don't mean to share that kind of information, but this is the gravity of it. So when you talk about people that have a weakened immune system and at risk, you got to say that, hey, I'm kind of at risk. My parents, who are, 80 years old, they're at risk. And we don't know everything about it. So it's best to err on the side of caution. And everybody understands that we are all in this together. Banks are looking and saying, we can give you forgiveness for, until this thing's over on mortgage payments. Landlords will be able to pass that down, if they're good landlords, to their tenants and understand that people aren't working. Evictions aren't going to happen right now and things. Utilities aren't going to cut off power. So I understand you're worried about money and stuff, but you can't make money if you're sick. So that was a discussion we had late last night, and didn't mean to get deep on it, but listen, this stuff's real, and treat it as real. And maybe we can get past it if we do treat it like it's real. But anyway, Ha Ha Clinton Dix. The Dallas Cowboys signed Ha Ha Clinton Dix last night to replace Jeff Heath. Clinton Dix reunited with Mike McCarthy, originally drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 2014. Safety, who last played last year for the Chicago Bears. Having 78 tackles, 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions, by the way, would actually be tied for the lead for the Dallas Cowboys, just saying. No disrespect to Jeff Heath, because Jeff Heath, was much maligned. Jeff Heath was a good safety. He wasn't necessarily a game changer. He could use some work on math, and geometry on angle sometimes. Sometimes you take a poor angle, but he was not a bad one. The amazing thing is this is where, when I say this, people are going to say, how dare you compare yourself to New England? I'm not comparing myself to New England as far as victories on the field, but I'm going to compare us to New England and how we're evolving and looking at what they do that has worked very, very well for them. Clinton Dix signed a 1-year deal for $4 million. It's chump change. It's cheap. Jeff Heath signed a much bigger contract to go to the Raiders. You got to look at this and say, we didn't get worse at safety. We didn't get worse. We definitely didn't pay a boatload, because a lot of people were like, you can't lose this guy. Oh, we're losing everybody. We're losing everybody. But see, here's the thing. Here's the great thing. If Clinton Dix doesn't work out, okay, he's gone. $4 million, okay. No big deal. It's not like you signed a big contract, 2-year, 3-year deal with a lot of guaranteed money and things that you need to keep for a couple of years, or like most big free agent signings, it's basically a 2-year rental. And more times than not, you end up cutting them after looking and saying, we didn't get our money's worth. This actually puts the onus on the player, because they don't want to end their career on that contract. They want to get another one. And this is what New England has done forever. They take a guy who might be a journeyman, a guy might be a little bit older. They get them and say, basically, here's a chance for you to resurrect your career. We're going to have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. That's the part where we take out for the Cowboys, because we haven't had that. And once you do, you will get paid elsewhere. And when they do, you get a compensatory pick. That's what's happened with Randall Cobb. That's what happened with Robert Quinn. Both of those guys played lights out. They got good contracts. Coming back to us next year, we're going to be in the catbird seat when it comes to free agents, because you see the free agents we're signing. You understand it, right? So when you lose Jeff Heath, who made more money, who got a bigger contract, and you bring in Clinton Dix for a smaller one, that doesn't hurt you. It's when you replace the free agents with kind that you end up losing those. So Robert Quinn, you lose Robert Quinn. He's got a $70 million contract. You bring in Gerald McCoy. Well, that's not like for like when you look at those contracts. And this is the evolution of the Cowboys front office, where you're going to get an advantage because you're going to have extra picks. The Eagles had 3 extra picks because of losing some big name free agents as well. So let's take a look real quick. And we're going to have more later on this morning. I'm sorry, I've already run this video quite a bit, and I don't mean to run on so much. But again, started playing for Mike McCarthy in 2014. In his career, he's got 522 tackles. He's got 16 interceptions in this past season. Played 16 games for the Bears. 2 interceptions. Wow, 2 interceptions. One of which he took to the house. Can you imagine if we actually had a defensive takeaway that went to the house? And 5 pass defendants. Nothing that's spectacular. It's not Earl Thomas or anything, but it's not Earl Thomas money. And you have to at least look at the Dallas Cowboys right now and say, well, the Dallas Cowboys have done more this first week of free agency in trying to get over losing players and improving the roster than they've probably done in the last 4 years in free agency, easily, because they are definitely out there trying to make moves. Now, it's amazing right now because, you see a guy like Todd Gurley, and for Todd Gurley now to be unemployed, I don't know how he's going to get another deal right now, because if you're a team that's looking at him, you want to take a look at that knee and see how bad it is. It's amazing how quickly things change in the NFL, because it seemed like it was just a couple of years ago or last year that he was basically pounding his chest saying that, I want to be the highest paid running back. I deserve to get an extension. It almost makes you wonder if he knew that he was going to have problems with his knee, or if he was beginning to have problems with his knee and wanted to make sure he got paid. Don't know. But football, it is a hell of a sport that does a lot of bad things to your body real quick. All right, y'all. We'll definitely have some more stuff on Ha Ha Clinton Dix and stuff a little bit later. We've been doing basically a live stream or two during the day. Heed the warnings. Stay home. I know we're worried about bills and everything else, but you can't pay bills if you're sick. We're all going to get through this if we work together. I'm Mark Holmes, and I want to thank you guys for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'll see you soon.